Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Adventure in a Cage by Luda3. So we have normal Sudoku rules, which means in every row, every column, and every 2x3 box, we have the digits 1 to 6, exactly once each. And we also have killer cage rules. So these cells that are outlined by dotted lines, those are called cages. Specifically, they are killer cages, which means, first of all, the digits that go in the cage sum to the value in the top left. So these 3 sum to 15, these 4 sum to 11, etc. Additionally, digits can't repeat in a cage. So for example, this 10 cage here, that's important. If I put a 1 here, 1 cannot repeat in these two. Even though normal Sudoku rules would allow it, the cage does not allow it. And so those are the rules. The link is in the description. I definitely recommend trying it yourself first. These are designed to introduce you to the new constraints so you can get used to them. And then come back and watch my solve and maybe you'll learn something new. All right, I'm going to get started now. I'm going to restart just so my time's correct. And immediately, just even looking at this 11 cage, I find this interesting because we can do some math. We know that an entire row of a Sudoku is 1 through 6. So its sum, at least in a 6x6, its sum is always going to be 21. So, but we know these 4 add to 11. So if we subtract 11 from 21, we get 10. So no matter what these end up being, they are going to sum to 10, which means we have to put a 5 here in order to get to 15. But how do you sum to 10 in a 6x6? There's actually only one way to do it, and that's 4, 6. And so then the 11 here is going to be 1, 2, 3, 5. That's not a 5. There are other ways to get to that, like the 11 cage actually can only ever be 1, 2, 3, 5, and 4. But I like introducing, sometimes you can shortcut all that sort of memorization by doing some math elsewhere. So I thought I'd show it that way. 7, I just know can only ever be 1, 2, 4. If you think about it, that is the only way to add to 7 in 3 digits, which means we know that these are from 3, 5, and 6. How are we going to add to 11? 5 and 6 is the only way. That leaves 3 here. That leaves a 6 here, 5 and 6, because 3 plus 6 is 9. How are we adding to 8? Well, we can't do 1, 7 because 7 doesn't exist. I should clean these up though. Let's do 4 and 6 first. Okay. Not green. Okay. Now that we've cleaned this up, how do we add to 8? 1 and 7, not possible. 7 doesn't exist. Can't do 2 and 6 because there's a 6 in the row already. And so 3, 5 is the only way, and we know the order. Can't repeat the 4, so you can't do 4 plus 4. This is 1, 2, or 4. In fact, the rest of this row is 1, 2, or 4, and that can't be a 4. The rest of this column is 1, 2, and 4, and that can't be a 4. That leaves just here for 4 for the column. All right. And so this should be known. That's a 3. Okay, what do we want to do next? So this 4, where does it go in this box? Well, we said it can't repeat in this 10 cage, so it can't go in these two. So this is the only place for 4 in the box. And so now where does 4 go in this box? Well, actually adding to 10 can only be 4, 6 anyway, but now we know it goes in here for a second reason. That can't be 4, so this is the 4. And we actually know that this is approximately a 5 and then a 1 or a 2. So we kind of approximately know the sum. It's definitely 9, and then it's going to, from the 4 and the 5, and then the 1 or 2 is going to bump it to 10 or 11. So if it added to 10, this would need to be a 4, and it can't. You can't repeat 4 in the cage, and you can't repeat 4 in the row, and you can't repeat 4 in the box, so pick one of those. So we can't do 5, 4, 1 with another 4. So we're going to go 5, 4, 2, that adds to 11, and we're going to add 3 to that to make 14. So that's a 1. That's 2 and 1. That's 1 and 2. This can't be 3, this can't be 1. Let's see here. So how about this 10 cage? We have 4 already. These need to add to 6. There's only one way for 3 cells to add to 6, and that's for them to be 1, 2, 3. And these get cleaned up nicely. That still's 1, 2. All right. So now we know that these are the remaining digits for the box, 5 and 6. So we can fill that. So now this is a bit restricted because this is at least 5. So with this being 5 or 6, these two are going to add to either 6 or 7. So how would we add to 6? We can't do 1, 5, so we'd have to do 2, 4. Is 2, 4 possible? I think it is, but only this way. 2 here, 4 here, because of this 4. The other possibility is if this was a 5, in which case these add to 7. Can we do 1, 6? Yes, but only this way. So it would be 5, 1, 6, adding to 12. Or we'd be 5, 2, 4, adding to 12. Sorry, 5, 2, 5. Can't do 5, 2, 5. That repeats the 5. So for these to add to 7, 1, 6, can't do 2, 5. 5 is already used in the cage. Or 3, 4, but 3 is already used in the row. So these are the only options. That leaves a 1, 2 pair. Another way to think about that is this could only be 1, 2, 5 for the column. I probably should have started there. But if this was a 5, that would be a 6. And that would require this to be a 1. 5, 6, 1. Actually, why is that not possible? Oh, well, there's actually a much more obvious reason. I'm sorry, my scanning was very poor here. So we could have just said, for the column we need 1, 2, 5. There's a 5 in the row already. Oh well, we got there. This is a 5. It took us a bit longer than it needed to. This 1, 2 pair, the 3 can only go here in the row. That's pretty funny that I did it that way. This is 4, 6, but the 4 looks up, so that's 6 and 4, that's 5. Part of the reason I'm using the red marks is just to, so I don't miss anything super obvious and waste your time. But yeah, I mean, the red marks didn't help me there because I didn't actually fill it. So let's see here, 1s and 2s are left. So what's going to resolve that is this cage here. So these add to 10, so this has to be a 2 to get to 12, and that's going to just completely resolve the rest of these 1, 2s, and there we go. 542. So I'll make a new link for the solution for you guys so you will know you're correct. And if you enjoyed this content, then why not leave a like and subscribe?